Hello and welcome back. It's time for Chit Chat with Two Teas. As usual, I am your host and counseling psychologist, JL Valdez, and with me today is our very special guest. He crossed the Carney and came to South.
I did.
It is Kheston. Is it Walkins or Walkins?
Walkins.
Walkins. You know, I was going to say Walkins.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. Our very special guest, Kheston Walkins. Yay! You get the circle. Good job. Today we have an audience, guys. It's amazing. Right? If you want to be part of our live audience, let us know because maybe something might be in the weeks. Maybe.
Yeah.
But back to Kheston. You like that? You'll come?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
What kind of thing?
Yeah. I mean, the San Fernando is a very circuitous kind of place to navigate.
Yes.
It's very challenging, but
I mean, it's only challenging when you don't really know. And now you're getting to know, so it will be less challenging.
This is a maze. This was designed to confuse people in war.
Is that what it was? In war?
I mean, silly, but it is like that. I have come to San Fernando maybe 20 times in my life. Sure, that's not a lot, but I should learn it at some point.
I think so.
No, I feel it's like a labyrinth and the corridors change.
Yes. That does happen because sometimes this is a one way and then it's not. You know, sometimes it's a up and then it's a down street.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't be. Not for any road in any country. But anyways,
we will make sure that the government knows.
Yeah, you talk to them. So then I say, you talk to them. Okay.
So apart from your difficulties and you know arriving here, how are you?
I'm really good. I'm really good. I'm enjoying my life, and it's not without challenge. Like I have meaning because I have those challenges.
You better preach.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
Hello. Mm-hmm. What could you tell us about yourself?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Kheston is a person that is like fun-loving.
So Kheston speaking about himself in third person?
Yeah, well, here's the reason why I say it, right? Because I have this idea that everybody has a person inside of them that has no name.
Okay.
And it's not the thing that they do, it's the thing that they are.
You better.
If that makes sense, right?
Yes.
So I'm describing who I am.
Okay.
Not what I do. And I really am a fun-loving person. I like experimenting, and I have a certain kind of curiosity about me that comes out in the work that I do and the relationships that I build and that kind of stuff. So as it relates to my business, you'll get one answer, but it'll still say the same thing. I'm having fun solving these kinds of problems. If you talk about relationships, it will be the same thing. I'm having fun solving this kind of thing. So the relationship, the whatever, it's just a way of how I am expressed, or a way for me to be expressed in that sense.
I feel like we've switched places.
Why is that?
Because usually I'm the one coming up with, these kinds of
quips and
I'm because as a psychologist now.
Okay.
But you just out here, dropping nuggets.
I appreciate you giving me permission to...
No, be free. Be you, all three or two of you.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So could you tell us about your business and what you do? Because you mentioned that.
Yeah, sure. So Allegori is probably, at this section of my life, the most ultimate form of my why, which is I love seeing people powerful, and I like the idea of passing on information to people or activities so that they can experience their own power, and Allegori permits me to do that. Allegori is a neuro innovation company. That means we design tools, programs, and services that help people to improve their mental performance. And also, and if we have the opportunity to talk about that we can, looking at how it can be applied for data-driven psychology, if that makes sense.
That is amazing.
The idea is digital transformation of peak performance and the psychological space. That's the intent for the company. Yeah.
That's amazing. How did you even come up with that?
So we started Allegori about 4 years ago. I started with my business partner at the time. We're not working together anymore, but he was actually the one who named the company. And
what's the meaning behind the name?
So I don't know if you've heard of, I think, is it Plato's allegory? Is the allegory of the guy standing facing the wall in the cave, and then there's fire behind them, and they see their shadows, right?
Okay.
And they think that that's reality. But in reality,
yes,
it is not reality. It's just a representation of reality, the light or their shadows on the wall. So the point of Allegori was to show that there's a story within the story, and what we're doing is finding that story because that's the truth. If that makes sense,
Yes.
So the same way that you might have some kind of pain in your childhood, and then that frames the way that your life runs after that. It's like, okay, we want to find that makes all the other stories. The same thing from what I said earlier, which is there's a me that is in me that has no name, and everything in my life gets expressed as an extension of abstraction of that. Do you understand
Wow,
what I mean?
I'm right here with you, Kheston,
Okay.
but that is amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's kind of how I see these things.
Okay, so that's how the company got started.
We started it off. We started it off with that intent, and then the main thing that we had to do was to focus on data, and that was a very significant thing. I think part of it is due to imposter syndrome, because I wanted to make sure I was honest all the time.
Right.
And I appreciate that, because data gives that kind of transparency. So you can't lie to the
Can't
math.
lie with data.
You can't lie with
And
it.
you know, math and I have a complicated relationship. I'm pretty sure my viewers may know by now. If not, at least all my friends. But so you said data, and I kind of felt myself tense up, but I'm with you. I'm here.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I think it's important. I think it's really, really important, especially for the Caribbean context. I'll tell you why before we go on to the next thing that you want to talk about, is that we have what I call feeling metrics, right?
Feeling metrics.
The feeling metrics. So nobody gonna come to this event. Why? Nobody like this kind of thing. So who you spoke to? Well, my aunt.
That one person.
Yeah, that one
time.
person, you know. And we lean into some of these fallacies where we think because you think so, everyone, yes, exactly, everyone thinks so. Because I've spoken to 4 people, that means that now everybody believes that.
Yeah.
And I think data eliminates that. It removes that veil that's preventing us from seeing the truth about ourselves as a people. And that's kind of how I say it,
Do you sleep?
I mean, if I sleep.
Because that is a lot of heights, my buddy. Like, for like waking up, being like awake and coming. Like, what?
No, I get sleep. I don't think having heights, as they say, prevents people from sleeping. But I
shouldn't have asked you if you sleep.
No, I sleep good. I sleep good for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I figure with all of that going on, you have a lot in your cup. So let's talk a little bit about that before we get into it.
Sure.
So we are here today at The Perfect Bite, right? On Pointe-a-Pierre Road here in Vistabella. And I believe it is an amaretto latte, because I'm fancy. And you have something that you created because you fancy too.
Yes, I will hold. And I really appreciate this. The drink tastes so good.
Yes.
It is mango and carrot. Now,
wait, what kind of mango?
Green mango.
That's right.
Right. Green mango and carrot. And I really like it. So
this is customized, guys. We can't promise you that that's going to happen when you come here.
I hope
but whatever you have,
it.
it's going to be amazing. Shanna, so she might put this on the menu. Pick up Shanna one time.
If she does,
amazing drink.
If she does, I'll be really happy. It is such a beautiful combination.
Should she name it Kheston or the Allegori?
No. I think that she should just name it what it is: green mango and carrot.
Okay.
It makes sense to everyone. As much as it would do great for my ego.
It will make sense to everyone.
As much as it would do great
right.
for my ego to have a drink named after me.
I mean, it looks like you're really enjoying it. I had to stop you.
No, you did. They wouldn't have had. They would have seen an empty glass and they would have heard the stories of it.
Yeah, and how good it was.
Not how good it was. Yeah.
Okay, so that is what is in your cup. Literally. Is there any particular reason you went with the cold option as opposed to hot?
Yes, I'm not a big fan of teas and coffees and that kind of stuff.
Do you know the show is called Chit Chatt with Two Teas?
So, well, you asked, right?
It's the honesty for me.
Here's what it is. I like fruity and floral.
This is so good.
I drink tea like an old English lady, right?
Okay.
I like fruity and floral teas, generally speaking.
Okay.
Now, I also don't like to have tea with sugar. I like to taste the plant. Okay.
Taste the plant.
I like to taste the plant.
All right.
I like the tartness of the berries and the tartness of the fruit, and I like the floral nature.
Well, do you put a little honey in it at least, or just like straight?
Sometimes it's straight. Okay. Most times it's just as it is.
Okay.
Right. And I also like my tea. Most people don't like it that way, tepid. I don't like it hot.
Who are you?
Well, I know that's kind of strange, right? But that's how I like it.
Okay.
And honestly, I really didn't eat before I came, so I was very happy to get something with a little sugar in it. So this was, I wouldn't lie, it was a delight. It is a delight. What's that?
I ate while I was waiting.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
You did well. I wish I did.
I had a quesadilla with spinach and mushrooms.
I like quesadillas.
Yeah. Trying to put her foot in it. It was real good. Okay. Yeah, see it.
Okay. Awesome.
Perfect Bite has the things, guys. They say in real things, and they have the things.
The hand sweets.
I
will come to try.
You would risk the circuitous nature of the war-created maze just to come back for some green mango card.
Once you hear. Once you hear, I will do that.
All right.
Not a problem.
Y'all heard it.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it. All right. So that's what's literally in your cup. What is going on with you figuratively? What's happening?
In my life, you mean?
In your life, with your business, whatever you want to talk
Okay.
about. Mm-hmm.
So in terms of, I think I'll take it two ways.
Mm-hmm.
One is in terms of like my personal, like what I'm feeling and how I am, and then two with my business. I'm experiencing some real interesting challenges, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those places where, I don't know if you ever heard of the upper limit problem. You ever heard of an upper limit
That sounds
problem?
like a statistics thing.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not. I promise you. No, man.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
And your audience will probably get a sense of this, right? You reach the point where you know that there is more, but for some reason you can't hold on to it.
Yeah.
Imagine that you're in front of a glass window and it's frosted, and you know that there's a figure on the other side of the door. You can't exactly see who it is. And that for me is kind of where I am. Like I'm seeing, and the person on the other side of the door is me.
You.
In my one of my most excellent forms, right? Like I'm seeing, like I'm progress over there.
Yes.
But the
how
door.
do you get there?
Yeah. That's it. But twofold. I think it's exciting because it means that I'm seeing myself progressing. But it's challenging because you hit some of the same challenges. You hear the same thing over and over. That's why they call it the upper limit problem.
I call it an existential crisis, but this is nice.
Right. Okay. Well, crisis just sounds. I can't handle crisis right now. Yeah.
Whatever way.
Yeah. Whichever. Yeah. So the upper limit problem. So that would be the one there. But I've resolved that it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, I'm going to open that door and go on the other side. If I meet him and I don't like him, then we figure that out. If I meet him and I like him, then great, we figure that out, right? So I'm looking forward to opening the door. But that's where I am. Okay. And maybe some other people in the audience experiencing that too. You know that you're emergent and you're just waiting to emerge. That's my position. And I think the same thing exists with my company. We're actually going through a growth phase now, which we're very happy about.
Yay!
Yeah. Thank God for that. And thank you for the applause.
Yes.
I'm extremely excited for the business because now I have people who I'm training to deliver the services and the programs. And the joy that I get is seeing them be joyful about the transformation we get with our clients. I'll explain what I mean, right?
Yeah.
You're a psychologist, yes? And when you see your clients and you've worked with them and you see them make a transformation, like they make this leap. For some reason, they weren't getting it for 4 weeks before.
Pressure.
But then you come and they make that change.
Yes.
There's something that happens inside of you.
It is a joy. You're right.
That's the thing I like seeing with my staff, like them having that experience.
Yeah. So you're very much into the growth of the people that work with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you know that I also have EAP experience, employee assistance, and a lot of employees, that's one of their top concerns, their top grouses, that management doesn't seem to really care if they grow or not. And a lot of managers don't see that as their role. Yeah. Like, I am here to manage what you do, not to assist you in growth. Yeah. Yeah. So
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Yeah.
I tell my staff this. I don't tell necessarily my clients this.
Yeah.
But my staff are more important than my clients every single day.
Yeah.
Because if I take care of them, they will take
care of you when you're
happily, with no worries. So sometimes it is that they have a problem and I have to sit down and we talk in the night. Sometimes it is that they have something that they're excited about and they just want to talk about it. For me, that's what a leader is supposed to do. Before you have to be a leader before you're a boss.
Agreed.
In my opinion, yeah.
And speaking of, you live in Trinidad and Tobago. You are a proud citizen.
Yeah. I love it.
You have also had some experience living abroad in England. Yeah. We're chatting about that briefly. Is there anything based on the work that you do, or even just having had that experience of living in two different countries, that could kind of bring us into this next segment of what boils your water? What are your pet peeves? Because that is important in managing mental health as well. Yeah, a lot of people think it's just positivity, but you have to know how to manage your stress as well. Yeah. So
the places that I think, as you say, what boils your water?
Yes. Yeah. The tea analogy.
I get it. I get it. And I think one of them is, let's see, assuming people's incompetence. I'll say what I mean by that.
Please.
I'll say what I mean. So when I started this company, I'm young and I'm brown.
Right.
Make of that what you will.
Okay.
I met a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have the trust, because I wasn't an old white man.
Yes.
Or, I wasn't this, I wasn't that. And that was twofold. One was painful, right? Because I'm thinking, well, I'm saying I'm honest, I'm doing this work, and it's backed up by peer-reviewed literature and that kind of stuff. But most of them, they couldn't see that. All they saw was this brown boy.
Yeah,
was
boy.
in front of them. You have this brown boy.
Yeah.
And I think on one end it hurt, but on the other end it energized me.
Motivated you.
Yeah, it motivated me, because now I had to present something, because they couldn't see, so I had to present. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs have that problem or that challenge.
Yeah.
They assume because someone can't see, then they should stop showing.
Yeah. Oh, you better repeat that.
So they really repeat it? Or?
Yeah, repeat it.
because someone can't see, they think that they shouldn't show it.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I think that they should show it. I think it's almost like they're required to show it.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is that that entrepreneurs, and of all kinds, it doesn't matter whether you sell snacks or you are a psychologist or you're neuroscience like me, what we are doing is an answer to people's prayers.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs are prayer answerers.
We are prayer answerers.
Yeah, that's what we are. And we don't realize that, because the man who was complaining that he's hungry on the road, when he see you as a nuts man on the highway, he's like, oh God, thank God it's nuts man.
Saving lives.
Rain was falling. I was worried that he wasn't going to be here. Thank God
but
he's
here
here.
he is.
But here he is. And if you allow people, or if we allow people to sort of put us in the box of can't do this thing, or I can't see the thing, then we don't answer the prayers that we have to answer. And initially I was scared, right? And when I say scared, I mean, I was like, I wonder if people will take the service. I wonder if they will listen to the service. I wonder if they will this, and I wonder if they will that. And then what I realized is, it doesn't matter.
It's also not like cultural, right? Like especially here, like what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was a huge hurdle by itself, right? But then what I realized was it doesn't matter. And what I mean by that is the writing's still on the wall. They still have people with anxiety. Yeah. They still have people who have focus issues. They still have people with addictions. So why am I trying to prove something to you who can't see it when it have thousands of people who can
see, who experience it every day?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So, yeah.
That's amazing. How did you even get into neuroscience?
I wanted to do something with the brain, but I didn't want to do medicine. That was the simple version of it. And I had read a book by Ben Carson. I think it was Think Big was the book at the time. And that was like a very important thing in my mind at that time. Now, I don't necessarily align with his views today, right? But he was an inspiration for me when I was a boy. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Short version.
Short version.
Short
so
version.
You ended up in England. So where are you from in Trinidad?
Shogunus.
You're from Central?
Yeah.
That is even worse that you don't know how to find your way around.
I have no shame in that, because every city I go to, I get lost. It don't matter.
So,
every city. That's like just a feature of me traveling. So you can't be the
travel buddy?
No, I could be the travel buddy. I just can't be the navigator.
Fair enough. Yeah. There's room for everyone.
Yeah. You have fun with me, Just don't ask me where we are. Don't ask me where we go.
So you decided, okay, I get lost easily. Let me go live abroad.
Yeah.
You're like, how? So where did you go to school?
I went to the University of Sussex in Brighton, England. And I did neuroscience there. Okay. I was fortunate. I didn't know this at the time. But neuroscience as a degree, actually, that was the first university in England to have it. Yeah, at least that's what they say. And I had a real good time. I had such a fantastic time. I developed as a person and I enjoyed. When I finished the program, as I was doing the program, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do.
That's amazing that you felt that sense of confirmation in your purpose.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Confirmation in what I should have studied. Okay. I didn't experience that sense of purpose until Allegori.
Okay. So
go ahead.
So we fast forward. You're back in Trinidad.
Yeah.
You've created this business.
Yeah.
Why did you want to do it here? You could have stayed in England. I'm sure you would have made that money, honey.
Yeah.
You know, and they would probably be more welcoming to what you were putting out there, what you were offering. Why come back home?
I love Trinidad. I love Trinidad.
Yeah.
And Trinidad has done a lot for me. I'll say what I mean by that. I didn't go to my graduation because I just wanted to come back home.
Yeah.
Right. I was there for 3 years. I hadn't been home at all during that time.
You didn't come home at
I
all
don't
for
think
3
so.
years?
If I came home once, right, out of 3 years. Okay. I went to Queen's Royal College. I love that school, great school. And you probably hear QRC men praise the school and all that stuff. Yes.
Okay.
QRC
QRC
helped me when our family didn't have much money. You know, they supported me there.
Okay.
When it was time to go to university, Wendell Warren and Sri Canal, they helped me raise money for school. Mangal Patisa from and the band Panta, they helped me raise money for
So
school.
is it because they also went to QRC or because you're just amazing and people like to help you?
I think they joined me in my story, right? I think that's probably, if anything, takeaway is that. I don't think that I'm particularly special. I don't think that. I think I just told my story and they decided to opt in. So if anything, the take home from that is tell your story. There are people who are willing to join.
Tell your story. There are people who are willing to join.
Yeah. So they helped me to get into university, so much so that when I was in England, when they came to visit, they brought money for me while I was there. They did not have to do that.
Wow.
So the only reason why I am successful is because of those people who went before. And I will always love Trinidad because of it.
Big up to you.
Yeah.
Wendell Warren and Mangal Patisa. Patisa. I hear different pronunciation.
I say Patisa. If he's upset with the pronunciation, he never correct me.
Big up to you, Mr. Mangal. We'll just put it.
And there were other people, right?
Yes.
There were other people. It's just those were ones that stood out to me. Yeah. Resistance, rest in peace. He was there. I think, oh God, I can't say all of the names. But
we're grateful to everybody who would have played a role.
All of them, right?
Yeah.
But the key takeaway is that they have caused me to love my country.
Wow.
I also got a scholarship from the government.
Okay.
To complete my degree program.
It was an open scholarship?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't so smart.
Oh.
And I think, if anything, you guys take away from this conversation, I'm not smart.
I mean, you keep saying that, but you also did a degree in neuroscience.
Hear me out. I'm just curious and persistent. That will look like competence any day of the week.
Wow.
That will look like that any day of the week. So if you think you're not smart, that's okay.
Ricardo's clapping to you.
Just be curious and be persistent. You will do well. That
is amazing because I've actually been kind of struggling a bit with that concept of not being special.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's everybody's immediate response to be like, what do you mean? Like, of course, everybody's special. Yeah. But I feel like there's something it's okay if you don't feel that way, if it doesn't prevent you from doing what you need to do. It can motivate you. So, did you watch that show?
Which one?
Was it Tinder Swindler?
No.
On Netflix?
The name itself sounds like something I wouldn't watch.
Wow, thank you. It was based off of a true story.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, the moral of the story is that one character was telling another one she was pregnant, and she's like, you're not special. Like, nothing is nothing. Hundreds of women do what you do every day in terms of making babies. You know. And so when she was actually in labor, and she had told her husband about it, and he was using that to motivate her. He's like, remember, you're not special. Like, if they could do it every day, how all these thousands of women all across the world, you could do it too. So I feel like I like what you're saying in terms of it doesn't have to be negatively framed.
That aligns exactly with my belief.
Yeah.
I think you are supposed to be special in one context and you aren't supposed to be special in another one. In the home, you are supposed to be special. The family is the place where you should be the most special. Else you go running after people to be special and end up in a relationship that's abusive. You are preaching. Or you end up going to do a degree program that you should not be doing, or whatever, right? Yeah. But at the same time, there is something, how to say, boy, like, I believe that humankind is a super organism. Yeah. Meaning we are one part of a bigger organism, right? And if you're so special in the sense that you're so separate from the thing you're not interoperable. Meaning you can't collaborate and operate along with it. And you see the strongest version of that would be a recluse. Yeah. Right? So he is psychically disconnected from the rest of humanity. And as such, humanity cannot learn, connect, exchange, or receive from him.
Yeah.
You understand, right? So that's one end. And then you have on the other end the people who they have no ego and they totally, and what's the word I want to use? They're one with humanity. I personally also don't believe in that. I think there's space for individuality, and that's how you correct yourself. That's how you improve yourself. Yeah, for sure. It's about equilibrium, because there are times that we supposed to have connection, and there are times that we're supposed to have solitude. Right? We're supposed to have that. And what's the comparison I like to put, boy? Is autonomy versus connection.
Right.
We make the trade. Well, honestly, I'm not saying this as someone who knows psychology.
No,
someone
but you're
who's
doing
thinking,
well.
Right?
Curious and persistent.
Just thinking. So I'm thinking with you.
Okay.
Okay. So, two of the things that I think always in competition with each other. It's very, very simple animalistic nature. One is to be seen and to be hidden.
Yeah.
To be seen and to be hidden. And then we change that into a form with humans to be connected or to be autonomous, right? It's roughly the same principle. And I think the places where people try to do in our Western society is they want to be autonomous, they focus on autonomy. So much that it prevents them from having proper healthy connections, which is why we've seen a lot of loneliness and these kinds of things. And that's the entrepreneur's work. You probably know the same thing. Doing this podcast, doing what you're doing. We are required to have a high level of autonomy, because we are creating something that humankind has not seen, right? But at the same time, we really want to be cuddled.
Connection,
We want to be intellectually cuddled. By that I mean we want to, we want like, hey, I was thinking about this idea, and this was a real special to me, and the person says, wow, that's true,
amazing.
Boy. You thought about this part?
Yeah.
We want that. Right?
We do.
Because it allows us to connect with others.
Yeah.
And I think that's natural. But the home is the first place to get that, not outside. I believe that 100%. And that's one of the psychic wounds. When I say psychic, I don't mean like see in the future. I mean in psyche, right? I think that's one of the psychic wounds that we have as people, and that would be my next boils my tea thing, right?
Your water but close.
Boils my water. And I cue it up, like, I'm going to see that.
I love it though.
Anyways.
I love it.
I think that's the other peeve, that because it was always like this, it should always be like this.
Yes.
And
that's how we just do it. That's like the motto. That's how we just do it.
I don't like that at all. It wounds our people forever. Because when you're dead, how your children know what it was like? They don't exactly know what it was like. Again, this constant abstraction, this redigestion of this thing. The Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail, right? And we will constantly do that until all we have is neck and belly, right? So the tail will be gone.
Yes.
So that's what we require to receive information that's new. Otherwise, we will become the Ouroboros and die. I don't see the Ouroboros as a character of it's an occult symbol, right? But I don't see the Ouroboros as I don't see it as death and rebirth. Right. I see it as consumption. Right. And destruction at the same time, because you can't make anything.
When you consume everything.
Yes. Because if you eat yourself, what's going to come
nothing left.
Nothing. Nothing at all. So
So a lot, of course, but all good stuff. And we're talking about your mental health, right? And I know that part of your business, also we're just coming off of SEA, right? And you deal with focus and you also deal with sleep.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that and how you think that plays a role in mental health?
Sure. So I will talk about those two things. And there's one thing, hopefully we have the time for it, I want to talk about, because I would love to hear. Right? No, I would.
Okay.
Because it's something I'm working on is real special to me. So if we have time for it, let's do it now, right?
Okay.
In case I forget, it's called Mind Gate.
Mind Gate.
Mind Gate. So set that aside. So you focus and sleep, right? So when we started Allegori, the first set of students that we had one was autistic.
Okay.
And he was underperforming in school. He was going to a prestige school at the time. Prestige.
Prestige.
It is, because it has prestige in the dictionary sense of the word. It has prestige.
Fair enough.
Right? I am a person, I don't mind the term prestige at all. Like, not at all. Because
I'm very mindful. I'm very mindful.
Yeah.
Yes. It has connotations in Trinidad, negative and positive. So I just want to
I'm in the
that.
positive camp.
Okay.
I'm
Fair
in the
enough.
positive camp.
Okay.
I think competition is useful and valuable, and it is required for the human race to keep moving forward.
Yes.
Next story, next time. So we worked with him, and then I was like, wow, if I do this, I saw the improvement with him over the course of 11 weeks. He went from being like 70 to 25th in class to being in the top 10 in class.
Oh, wow.
With the focus training that we did. And I was like, there's something here. The other challenge I had was, how do I get more students? I didn't have a structured program or anything like that. And I was worried that I was going to run out of customers and run out of money. That's the key thing.
That's a big thing,
run out of customers and run out of money. So I decided to package a program called Focus Clinic.
Okay.
And it was initially a 6-session program, and it became an 8-session program where we would teach the students skills and techniques to sharpen their focus. And its relationship to sleep is this. We noticed that the students who did the program slept better. How we knew is because the parents would say, that's odd. He isn't climbing into bed with me in the night. And of course, all the daddies love that.
Of course.
All the daddies love that.
Yes.
Because the child not interrupting the time for them to have intimacy or sex or just talk.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is that they have
certain things they
going on.
can talk about when your child is right there.
Exactly. And certain things they can't do. So that was one of the things that started to come up.
Yeah.
And the parents had to say. So I said, okay, that's cool. I wonder if, and again, that curiosity and persistence, right?
Yeah.
I said, I wonder if we can package a sleep program and then deliver it for adults. And so said, so done. We did it, and people started to come in for sleep training. And we had people who were taking 4 hours and things to sleep in a night, or 2 hours and stuff to sleep, and they would fall asleep right in the room within 10 minutes.
Wow.
And when I say they go on, like they
dribbling and time.
I didn't watch this video dribbling. I leave the dignity there, right? But yeah, head hanging and sleeping and thing. I was like, okay, there's something here.
Yeah.
There's something here. And then the thing that I learned, the takeaway from those two things was that if you train the mind, the body will follow.
Yes.
If you train the mind, the body will follow. And we have a lot of people who they think that they're indisciplined, they're always procrastinating, they have issues with their weights, or whatever it is. I feel a lot of times.
But it's okay.
Oh no.
Carry on.
A lot of times it's not just about the way that they eat.
Yeah.
It's what's happening in their mind. And there is evidence, published evidence about like diabetes, obesity, and mental health. There's a relationship between the two. And I think that there will be a new era of work in medicine that focuses with an emphasis on the mind over an emphasis on medications and surgeries.
I hope so.
I believe that.
I really hope so. That would be the way forward. And what about your mental health? How is it?
Okay, so for me, I'm constantly in this state of being excited, being stressed, and having fun. And I don't know if that's the right combination. I have no idea. But
that sounds like adulting 101 for sure.
Well, maybe to be honest, I have no idea. So I love what I do. Like when I go out, I do it and I see it. I say, okay, I'm supposed to do this on this planet. I can't say it is my opus magnum, but I know that it is what I'm supposed to do. I believe in a creator. I believe that the universe was made by someone. And when I have my discussions with him about what I'm doing, all the parts and the doors keep opening to get to what I have to do. And the other part is that when I see human beings that are in tears, I kid you not. I have mothers. It's rare I get dads crying, but I have mothers crying, I have children crying. And they're just saying these simple words, we want better. Yeah. You know, in their own way they're saying it, right? We want better. And when I do the work that I do, or the team does the work that they do, and it change, I say, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. It's more than just I will make money. I'm not worried, I'll be rich. Oh. That part is not even like a fear or concern. Yeah. It's when I want to get rich this way. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
I want to get rich this way. So that's the excitement part. The stress is the attachment to the outcome. Sometimes I'm so attached to seeing things take this form or that form that it prevents me from enjoying the form that it is in. You know, and
I can relate.
That for me is energizing in the sense that it makes me want to do something more, something else, but it's also exhausting, right?
Yes.
So I get tired a lot.
But then you sleep well.
So
you know how to do that.
Most times I sleep well. Most nights, like 6 out of 7 nights, I'm sleeping really, really well.
It's great.
That said, just because I do sleep training, that's
how does it feel to be God's favorite? How does it feel? Yeah.
It feels awesome.
All right.
But the sweet thing about it is one of them situations where everybody's special, so nobody's special. That's how I see it.
Yeah, but I'm not sleeping, but we'll talk about that after.
Then you can come and I will give you sleep training at no cost. Remember I said that? Yeah, I remember I said that.
All cameras. And I have some witnesses.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
When I call him, he's like, I don't remember saying that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Kevin. Yeah.
Episode X. Timestamp. You said so and so.
Correct.
Yeah, it would be my joy to do. It would be my joy to give that to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Noted with thanks.
No problem. So the last thing I mentioned
was excitement and was stress. Was it curiosity?
No, I can't remember the last one.
Me either.
But it was to do with fulfillment, I think, because that's the thing that comes to my mind. If it's not that, then sure, I'll spend my time on this one. And the fulfillment is this. It's more than just knowing that this is what I'm supposed to do. It is a bodily feeling of satisfaction when it is done.
Yeah.
And for me, that gives me health. Because I'm not going to lie. I said for a time, this company is going to shave 10 years off my life. I thought, okay, I know I'm going to die at this time, right? Because this is what I want to do for the planet. And then I saw a video, a gentleman was talking about laughing extending your life, right?
Yes.
And it's like, okay, that's real cool. He's like, well, maybe you should just laugh then. And I said, okay. But what I understood from that was maybe I should engage the joy that I was experiencing and the fulfillment. And since I started to do that, rather than chase and worry about how the outcome is going to be, it's actually made it a lot easier. Like my skin has improved, my hair has improved, my fitness and my physique changed, you know, from getting joy rather than frustration from what I was doing. Yeah.
You just made that conscious decision.
Yeah, that was part of it.
Wow.
And then too, I wanted to not spend as much money on food outside, so I started to cook. And I wouldn't lie to you. As a man or a woman, 2 things I would say that would improve your life radically if you do it. I promise you. Of course, everybody has individual differences. 1, especially as a man, fast. You get to see yourself as a person fully if you're able to tell your body, don't. When it wants
okay
to.
there? Am I right there?
Even if, and it's not about losing weight.
Yeah.
It's not about losing weight. You will lose weight.
I mean, because your metabolisms, men's metabolisms are
it's higher generally, right?
Yeah, God's favorite.
So it's not about losing the weight. It's about self-control.
Yeah. And
you have worries about porn addiction or porn use. Fast. Okay. I'm not saying that is the solution for it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it will be easier for you to say no in that time because
you're building that self-control.
The tension inside of your body to eat, that is one of the most powerful forces we have in our bodies, right?
Yes.
It's so powerful that we create mythical creatures to represent that. The vampire is that mythical creature. Yeah. The vampire is immortal.
I did not know that.
A vampire is immortal. But why is it drink? What is it afraid of? It's not afraid of death. It's afraid of hunger. That's what the vampire is afraid of. Wow. So this creature that we have in our mythology is actually a representation of our fear of starvation.
Hashtag heights.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I think that's quite interesting, but you manage that. You will have a great deal of power. This is why when we see the vampires that don't drink human blood, they're always noble. Yeah. The concept of having control over the animal nature is what we refer to or experience as nobility, if that makes sense, right? You know, so yes, and that's actually is across religions and across cultures.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it in Hinduism, you see it in Islam, Zoroastrianism, you see it in Taoism, Christianity, and so on. Same logic. Controlling the body, even in Stoicism, this intellectual thing is the same principles, So for men, that's the thing I would say do. For women, probably the same thing, but I'm not a woman, right? So I can't give all the advice on that, but I recommend that,
Appreciate you.
Yeah, okay.
So your mental health is generally okay based on these things?
It's wild. No, I told you, I'm teetering on being excited and stressed and being fulfilled. So, and maybe that's the part of it that's good. There's fluidity to it.
Yeah.
So
there's a little Venn diagram and in between. That's the sweet spot.
Yeah. But I'm not going to tell anybody my mental health top. No.
Okay. Thank you for your honesty.
Sure.
What do you think would make that better?
I think a holiday. I need some time to go and sit in my underwear and watch the world go by and not have to dress up for them.
Well, you should do that.
We are going to do it later this year.
Noted.
That's a mission.
That's your mission?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have certain targets set for my business. Yeah. But for sure.
All right, because everybody needs a break at some point in time. So that's fantastic.
Yep.
So, Kheston, before we end, I just wanted to remind you about MindGate. So if you wanted to tell me about it a little bit.
So MindGate is a program that I started developing 2 years ago. And it came out of a few things. The intent for it was to help someone to get emotional resolution for past pain with the following caveats. 1, I needn't know the details of the event.
Okay.
2, it should be something that is fast. The transformation is quick. And also the transformation is robust. Now, fast and robust generally don't go together.
Right.
They generally don't go together. But I noticed something with some of my students. When they would come by, the performance was low. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. We've been performing well for the previous sessions. What's happening in this one? And I said, okay, here's what. Just tell me what happened in your day. Right? And they would go through what happened in their day. Sometimes they would just say, I don't know. But we usually get something out of them eventually. And it's generally some kind of pain or unresolved thing in that day that's blocking them. Because when they do talk about it, express it, their performance goes back up to what it was originally. And it put in my mind that when we have unresolved issues, it actually gets in the way of our performance.
Absolutely.
And certainly we know that. And I saw it in practice. So I said, well, all right, how can I use the technology that I have to engage that? And if you didn't know, the tech that we use measures the client's brain activity, particularly the PFC, prefrontal cortex. And I was looking at the activity there while they were talking. And I noticed that whenever they would meet something that was emotionally salient or significant, the graph would change. Yes, it would change. And you know that the amygdala is related to emotions, but if it's activated strongly enough, you can have dysregulation of executive function, which is what the PFC is responsible for. So then
your decision making, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So what I started to resolve was, hold on, there is a way for us to track empirically, mathematically, when someone meets emotional resolution. Yes. Okay. Measurably, and I've done it with over 200 people. I've literally gotten calls from people as far as the Vatican to do the training. I've had people in music producers, different people, different parts of the world who have done the service and program with me. And like when I taught somebody to do it so that I could experience it, because you can't do it for yourself, right? Wow, that changed my relationship. It changed my interactions with others. It changed the relationship with me and my brother and my mother and my family. It changed because what happens is the same thing. That person who has no name, he had pain, and it was just getting
needs that
expressed. Exactly, and needs that needed to be met, and it was just getting expressed in my life. But when we went back and resolved that particular pain, it then propagated through the rest of my life and through the others' lives. So I'll give you a couple examples. One of them was someone who was abused sexually, right? And hopefully that's not a trigger warning for anybody, but I really, I want to make mention of it because she was on a lot of medication to manage panic attacks all the time and that kind of stuff. We did the work that we had to do in 2 sessions. 2. That was jointly maybe 60 minutes, 60 to 80 minutes between those 2 sessions. And by the time she went on next doctor's visit, the amount of medication she had to take reduced significantly. Now, some meds you have to wean off, so she could just come off some, but some of them was elective, so she could come off of them. So that was one. I had another one. This one is a little more benign, but the point of it is to show the contrast. He had done poorly in common entrance. Common entrance is the equivalent of SEA, just in case you're a younger person watching. So I've given my age in a sense there, right?
Good job.
Yeah. So common entrance, he had done poorly in it, and his dad berated him on his way home. And a certain song was playing on the radio at that time. And it turns out that every time he heard this song,
he'd go back.
Yeah, and it would make him sad and slow and that kind of stuff. So we went through the process, and I could talk a little bit about it if you like, but we went through the process, and he called me the next day. He said, Kheston, it isn't there anymore. The pain isn't there anymore. That's the key thing everyone says. The pain isn't there anymore. They have the memory, but they don't have the pain. And all that without having to tell me the details. I don't know what happened.
Well, the brain, huh?
Yes.
The brain, yeah.
The brain's extremely powerful.
Because I know that in terms of trauma, because it's all about protection, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's about survival instincts. So when you do experience trauma, there's literally pathways seared into your brain, right? Because of it. So it's like, if you play with fire and you get burned, you're not going to go back there.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So now you're essentially rewiring?
Yes.
Okay.
I love how you say, no, I'm very excited about this. So if we go on a little time, fine. We talk about it next time.
I'm going to tell you, I think we're going to have a part 2 to talk about mind gate.
Yeah, for sure. So let's imagine, okay, that this here is a brain, okay? And each tip on my finger is a part of the brain that lights up in response to some event, right? So you have the visual centers, you have the executive centers, you have the language centers, all those things lighting up. When all those places light up, I'm not saying that's how it is exclusively, but let's just say when all those places light up, then you have that fear response. So you see a guy in a red t-shirt, and he has an angry face, right? Let's say that's the 2 things, because your attacker was wearing a red t-shirt and an angry face, right? Okay, good. When what calcifies or finalizes or fixes the memory is the emotions. Emotions is the concrete for memories. Yeah. Because if I ask you what you ate last week Tuesday for lunch, you probably won't remember. But if I ask you to think about your earliest memory in your life, you'll remember, but it'll always be visual and have a feeling attached, almost always, right? So feelings are extremely powerful fixes for memories. So what we figured out to do is we figured out how to, let's say this is the feeling one, right? Yeah. The feeling one. We figured out how to resolve the feelings. And what ends up happening is the rest of the construct for the response collapses. Wow. So the person does not have the response, because what's required is all being active to have an event. If you understand how synapses and those kinds of things work in the brain, you can have one synapse leading to one thing, or one synapse leading to several many things. Right? And if one fires, then the next one will fire. And if that one fires and there's many connections, then the many will fire. And the reverse is true. You could have many connecting to one. In the case where it's many connecting to one, all have to fire in order for you to get the outcome. Do you understand? Yes. So by removing one, no firing, no outcome. So the person perceives it as they're not triggered anymore. Okay. And that is the powerful thing about it, because we treat in the mind like a computer. Yeah. That's how I prefer to treat it, right? And once it resolves its problem, it discards it. Just like when you did SEA or common entrance? Common entrance. Hey! When you did common entrance, you don't remember every single thing that you did in an exam. But if someone presents you with a similar problem, you could probably intuit and work it out. You discarded the problem, but you kept the process. I'm going to pause you there. Sure. Right, because I think that this could definitely go into its own thing. So I want to invite you back. Now you're official friend of Chit Chat, right? For us to talk more about Mind Gate, if you don't mind. I'd love it. Right? And what would be lovely, if you would like, if I come to you, do it before. Oh. It's everyone most people don't understand what it is until they've experienced it.
Yeah.
And once you've experienced it, you cannot unexperience it. It becomes a part of how your life operates, and you cannot explain it to someone else.
Okay, so
The only people who've experienced it can understand.
Okay, so I think we're definitely going to have to look into that for sure.
For sure.
But how do we find you?
Okay.
Yes.
So if you want me, I think first of all, make sure you follow Two Teas.
Right.
Right. And I will engage in the post that gets put up.
Yes.
So we can talk, we can continue discussion there. That'll be lovely.
That would be.
I think the other thing that they could do is go to our Facebook page, which is Allegori. You'll see a lot of things about students, but it's really for adults who have children. So
you can spell it for them, because I know people may look for
Allegori.
So I and not Y.
That's right. Allegori. And then also you can check us out on Instagram. It's the same, Allegori. There's an underscore, but by the time you type it in, you'll find it. And I'll also give, I'll stop there. If I have to give my number, I'll put it on one of your posts or something.
Fair enough. Kheston, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
This was really enriching, even though you almost lost your life trying to find us. We appreciate that you made it.
Yeah.
Right? Safe travels back.
Right?
Hopefully going back should be easier
I need that. No, I don't trust this place.
We don't trust you. How about that?
Maybe that's why the roads keep changing.
You talk big about how you get lost everywhere, and I'll talk about you don't trust this place.
Well,
anyway, thank you
maybe
so much.
I don't trust me.
Thank you so much for coming. We look forward to chatting with you again, right? And hopefully we will have that chat soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So guys, again, this has been Chit Chat with Two Teas. As usual, I am your host, JL Valdez. And until next time, make sure and raise awareness and find out all the mental health actual factuals. All right, bye. And scene.